Remington Arms has been putting rifles in American hands since before the Civil War. For over 150 years, their weapons showed up wherever the United States went to war. This is the complete record. Every service rifle, every sniper system, every experimental project that Remington built for the men and women who needed it most. M1903 Springfield, adopted by the U.S. Army and produced by Remington during both World Wars, chambered in .30-06 for combat conditions. M1917 Enfield, America's most produced rifle of World War I, manufactured by Remington in massive quantities to arm U.S. forces. Model 1871 Rolling Block, one of the earliest Remington military contracts, a single-shot breech-loading rifle issued to U.S. Army cavalry and infantry. M1903A3, a streamlined wartime variant of the Springfield, produced with simplified processes to meet the enormous demand of World War II. M1903A4, the dedicated sniper configuration of the 1903 platform, fitted with a Weaver scope and issued to U.S. Army sharpshooters. If you're interested in the history of American military firearms, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Model 8, a semi-automatic rifle produced in limited quantities for military trials, representing Remington's first foray into self-loading platforms. Remington Model 81, a successor to the Model 8, evaluated by U.S. military forces during World War II as a potential service weapon. Remington Model 30, a commercial sporting rifle built on surplus military actions after World War I, later evaluated for military reissue. Remington Model 720, a bolt-action design developed in the late 1930s, considered during U.S. military trials as an alternative service rifle. Remington Model 700 Military, the direct ancestor of the most widely used sniper platform in U.S. history, fielded as a precision rifle before dedicated variants emerged. M24 Sniper Weapon System, the U.S. Army's primary bolt-action sniper rifle for over 3 decades, built on the Model 700 and 7.62 mm NATO. M40, the U.S. Marine Corps' foundational sniper rifle, derived from the Model 700 and upgraded from Vietnam through the War on Terror. M40A1, the first major upgrade of the Marine Corps sniper platform, featuring a Macmillan stock and improved barrel for long-range performance. M40A3, a modernized iteration of the Marine sniper system, incorporating a new stock, improved optics rail, and barrel upgrade for enhanced accuracy. M40A5, the most advanced fielded variant of the M40 line, updated with detachable box magazine capability and a new chassis system. M24A2, an upgraded Army sniper variant with detachable magazine feeding and an extended barrel, bridging toward larger caliber systems. M24A3, the final evolution of the M24 platform, rechambered in .300 Winchester Magnum to engage targets beyond 1 kilometer. PSR, Precision Sniper Rifle, Remington's submission to U.S. Special Operations Command for a multi-caliber rifle switching between 7.62 mm, .300 Winchester Mag, and .338 Lapua. Model 700 XCR Tactical, a ruggedized precision rifle for special operations, featuring corrosion-resistant coatings and a heavy barrel for accurate fire. Remington MSR, Modular Sniper Rifle, selected by U.S. SOCOM as the Mk21 Precision Sniper Rifle, a chassis-based system for rapid caliber conversion. Model 1871 Army, Remington's first bolt-action military platform, chambered in .50-70 Government, and issued to U.S. Army infantry after the Civil War. Model 1879, a refined bolt-action design developed for U.S. Army military trials during the search for a modern repeating rifle. Remington Keen, a tube-fed bolt-action rifle submitted to U.S. military trials in the early 1880s, competing for the Army's infantry contract. Remington Lee, a box magazine bolt-action adopted by the U.S. Navy in limited quantities during the 1880s, an early step toward modern rifle design. Model 1891, a bolt-action military rifle produced by Remington under contract for foreign governments and evaluated by U.S. procurement officers. Model 1897, a late 19th century bolt-action submitted during U.S. Army rifle trials before the adoption of the Springfield Model 1903. Model 1902, a transitional bolt-action evaluated during the Army's period of rifle testing in the years preceding World War I. Model 1917, bolt-action sniper, a modified sniper variant of the M1917 Enfield, issued to American sharpshooters during the final campaigns of World War I. Model 700 ADL Military, the foundational configuration of Remington's most successful bolt-action, used as a baseline for military precision rifle programs. Model 700 BDL Heavy Barrel, a heavy contour variant of the Model 700 used by military training programs and marksmanship units across U.S. branches. Remington Model 8, John Browning's long recoil semi-automatic design, one of the first self-loading rifles evaluated for military service. If you're enjoying the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing so you don't miss future uploads. Remington Model 81, Woodsmaster, an improved version of the Model 8 with a modified stock and updated action, tested by military and law enforcement. Remington Model 742, Woodsmaster, a gas-operated semi-automatic rifle produced during the Cold War and evaluated for potential military and National Guard use. Remington Model 7400, the commercial successor to the 742, evaluated by military procurement offices as a semi-automatic rifle for reserve forces. Remington R4, Remington's military pattern AR-15 variant, produced for law enforcement and military contracts as a direct competitor to the M4. Remington ACR, Adaptive Combat Rifle, developed with Bushmaster and Magpul, submitted to the U.S. Army's individual carbine competition as a modular weapon. Remington R25, a 308 caliber semi-automatic based on the AR-10 platform, evaluated for designated marksman roles as an alternative to bolt-action systems. Model 1941, Johnson. Though designed by Melvin Johnson, Remington's facilities were involved in production discussions for this semi-automatic competitor to the Garand. Remington 7615, a pump-action and semi-automatic rifle evaluated by U.S. law enforcement and military units for patrol and perimeter defense. XM8, collaborative development. Remington participated in technical discussions surrounding the U.S. Army's XM8 program before the project was canceled. M1903 Carbine variant, a shortened experimental version of the Springfield 1903 platform tested by U.S. cavalry units for mounted operations. Remington Model 141 Game Master, a pump-action carbine-length rifle evaluated during World War II for jungle warfare, where maneuverability was prioritized. Remington R4 Carbine, the shortened carbine variant of Remington's military AR platform, configured with a 14.5-inch barrel for close quarters. Remington ACR Carbine, the compact configuration of the Adaptive Combat Rifle, designed for paratroopers and special operations personnel, requiring a shorter platform. XM2010, enhanced sniper rifle. Its compact chassis and folding stock brought it closer to carbine portability than traditional bolt-action rifles. Remington 87 OMCS, modular combat shotgun, a modular carbine-length shotgun adopted by U.S. Special Operations, configurable for door breaching in close quarters. Remington Model 7 Military, a compact bolt-action built on a shortened action, used by military survival programs and issued to aircrew. Remington 700 SPS, Tactical AACSD, a suppressor-ready precision carbine for special operations, where noise discipline and compact size were requirements. Remington Defense CSR, compact semi-automatic sniper rifle, a shortened semi-automatic precision platform for special operations teams requiring sniper capability in confined spaces. Remington UMC Carbine, an early 20th century compact military carbine produced under the Union Metallic Cartridge Division before its merger. Remington Model 10 Trench Gun, a pump-action shotgun fitted with a heat shield and bayonet lug, deployed by U.S. forces in World War I. Which of these systems did you find the most interesting? Let us know in the comments, leave a like, and subscribe for more military history content. Remington Model 11, Military, a semi-automatic shotgun based on Browning's design, issued to U.S. military police and aircrew during World War II. Remington Model 31, a smooth cycling pump-action shotgun evaluated for military use during World War II. Known for its smooth action. Remington 870 Military, the standard pump-action shotgun of the U.S. military for decades, used for base security, door breaching, and shipboard operations. Remington 1870P Marine Magnum, a corrosion-resistant variant of the 870, designed for U.S. Navy and Marine Corps operations in maritime environments. Remington 870 MCS, a fully modular combat shotgun adopted by U.S. Special Operations Command, offering interchangeable barrel and stock configurations. Remington 1187 Military, a gas-operated semi-automatic shotgun evaluated for military use in roles requiring faster follow-up shots than pump-action designs. Remington 870 Breacher, a short-barreled variant of the 870 for door breaching, widely used by U.S. Army Rangers, Special Forces, and SEAL teams. Remington 870 DM Detachable Magazine, a modernized version of the 870 with a detachable box magazine for faster reloading, evaluated for military use. Remington SPR 453, a semi-automatic shotgun developed for military and law enforcement contracts, offering higher capacity feeding and modular rail systems. Remington Ryder Magazine Rifle, a mid-19th century experimental repeating rifle by Joseph Ryder, submitted to U.S. Army trials for a post-Civil War service weapon. Remington Model 1882, an experimental bolt-action tested during the Army's search for a modern magazine rifle following Reconstruction. Remington Model 1885, a refined experimental platform submitted during U.S. military trials, featuring improved extraction and feeding mechanisms. Remington Model 1889, a prototype bolt-action developed for Army requirements for a smaller caliber rifle as military thinking shifted from large-bore cartridges. Remington Model 1900, a transitional design bridging Remington's 19th century bolt-actions and smokeless powder rifles, defining 20th century infantry weapons. RS-ASS, Remington Semi-Automatic Sniper System, an experimental semi-automatic precision rifle for U.S. Special Operations Command, offering faster engagement than traditional platforms. Remington ACR Prototype, the original developmental prototype of the adaptive combat rifle, featuring an unprecedented level of modularity and caliber conversion. Remington XM-2010 Prototype, the developmental predecessor to the fielded XM-2010 sniper rifle, tested by U.S. Army marksmanship units before adoption. Remington Defense Conjay Rifle, an experimental bullpup configuration developed by Remington engineers during the 1970s as a potential compact infantry weapon. Remington TPMP, Tactical Precision Multipurpose, a late Cold War experimental platform developed to evaluate new barrel technologies for next-generation sniper rifles. Remington Model 37 Rangemaster, a precision .22 LR target rifle used by military marksmanship programs and ROTC units to develop fundamental shooting skills. Remington Model 513T Matchmaster, a purpose-built .22 LR training rifle adopted by the U.S. military, featuring match-grade accuracy for competitive use. Remington Model 521T, a junior target rifle used in military preparatory and ROTC programs to introduce young recruits to precision marksmanship fundamentals. Remington Model 40 XB, a heavy-barreled bench rest and target rifle used by U.S. Army and Marine Corps marksmanship units for competitive accuracy training. Remington 40X military training rifle, a precision single-shot platform derived from the 40XB, used by military sniper schools to establish fundamental marksmanship. Remington Model 24, a .22 LR semi-automatic used by military training programs and ROTC units during the Cold War for basic marksmanship instruction.